right, come on in. We're going to get started here in a moment. Welcome to Weekly Blend. I'm your host, Kevin, aka Smell Goods. And we're going to have some good conversation tonight. Appreciate you stopping through. Tag a friend, hit that like button. We'll get started here in just a moment. Some things finalized and set up. Jim's good to see you. Joel, Ricky, good to see you all. Busy day. We're gonna get some things finalized here. Just kind of working behind the scenes, things going. All right.
Yeah, pull up feeling like a whole millie. Smell good. They know the vibe is really silly. Got that fresh cologne, now she wanna get with me. Stepping out the whip, the whole city smelling me. Smell good, yeah, that's a luxury. Smell good, level up your energy. Smell good, now they remember me. Smell good, welcome to the family. Yeah, pull up feeling like a whole millie. Smell good.
Still muted. There we go. There we go. Sound is on. Was in my Jim's face for a moment there. All right. Listen, what's good, y'all? Listen, good to see each and every one of you all here for Tuesday night, the Weekly Blend evening. Glad to see you all. Hope everyone is having an amazing day, having an amazing week, having an amazing evening, and all of that fun stuff. Listen, you all know where you could be, and I appreciate the fact that you could be anywhere else, but you all are here. So definitely thanks for stopping through. We're going to jump into some conversations. This is going to be a little different tonight. We're going to do something a little different tonight, but on brand for the Cul-De-Sac. This is the place that we all have come to get to know each other, what have you. So appreciate everyone kind of stopping through. Let's jump into the chat. Let's see what we got going on. I know Joel was first, of course, up. He's wearing that Savano Omega. Very nice, very nice. Ricky's in the building wearing, yes, that Mancera Vetiver Sensual. Still got to get my bottle of that, but that is definitely something that is on the radar. Vetiver Sensual. I know I still have a decant of it somewhere, but yes, definitely that is one. Jims is in the building. Good to see you, Jims. Thanks for stopping through. See Twizzy's in the building. All right, let's go. Let's see what's going on. Ralph, good to see you. Oh, by the way, I meant to text you because I just got the package today. So appreciate that. We'll definitely tap into that. But that one that you sent me, yeah, that one that you were, yeah, that one. Yes. Nice. Rock is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. Definitely good to see you. Let's see what else we got. Just bought the other day. Suspiro Contralto. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's see. Let's get what we got going on. David is in the building wearing Afnan Collector's Edition. Nice, definitely. We're gonna talk. We might even talk about that tonight because I got something that is at least challenging for that, but it's a solid one. Absolutely a solid one. All right, SVT Haynes, peace to the chat. Good evening, Kev. So to the day is PDM Greenleaf. Very nice, definitely, of course, for this time of year. Perfect. Son of the day for Chief of DC, Orientica XO Exclusive Oud Blue. Is that a Blue de Chanel? I can't remember if that one is a Blue de Chanel take or what, but good to see you, my guy. All right. And then we got Frankie, scent of the day is Sense of Love Marathon. Nice, nice, nice. All right. My scent of the day is, let me pull it up. My scent of the day, in case you didn't see it on Instagram, it is, and it's hard to see, but this is a 10 ml from Nazar Fragrances. This is one that he just released. This is Mango Paradise. Mango Paradise. Now, you all might remember last summer when I got Royal Paradise. That was my, if you were a part of the channel then, that was the bottle, that was the thing that I was wearing a lot of last summer. Mango Paradise is basically Royal Paradise, but it swaps out that mango, or swaps out the pineapple in Royal Paradise. And I think it's still there, but it's not as strong or not as heavy as that mango. That mango comes out really nicely. So it's something that you might even just layer. It might be one of those things that we layer. In fact, I just got it yesterday. I got it last night. So I've been, this was the first one I was like, let me try to check into it. And yeah, this is nice. I may even try to layer this together with Royal Paradise, put them together, see what we come up with. But yeah, that's definitely a solid one. And you've got, just so you know, as always, there are some ways to support the channel. You've got, let me hide that. You've got House of Dubai, which I just released or just started a new partnership with them. You can go to House of Dubai, and SmellGoods10 is a code that you use there. And then as well as for Nazar, you can use Smell Goods at Nazar and save 15% off there as well. All right. Why is it still doing that? All right, there we go. All right, well, let's leave that up there. All right, perfect. Let's jump back in. All right. William asks, does it smell like blockade? No, no, it is not. This is not a smell like anything. It smells like Royal Paradise, which is his own creation. And then he just kind of added mango to it. So it is an OG as far as I know and am concerned. And no, it's not a blockade take or anything like that. All right. Dame, yeah, absolutely. Dame, I'm sure you probably put nose on it too. All right. Jesus loves you. Yes, he loves all of us. Absolutely. Thank you for that input. All right. Haven't smelled blockade in a while, so I couldn't say. Okay. So yeah, just yeah. All right. Listen. So no, it is not blockade. It is very nice. He's got something else that he's about to release that it's another one. I'm not at liberty, as far as I know right now, to say anything, but we'll probably have T on at some point because he's got something else. He's been retooling and doing some other things. So you all know Nazar Fragrances and Terrence are friends of the channel. So definitely we're going to support him and do that as well. He also said, well, Paradise is an original creation. Absolutely. All right. So a couple of things, and then we'll kind of jump in. This is going to be a little, I want to make this is Welcome to the Cul-De-Sac tonight. So I'll just kind of throw it out there, and then I'll drop the link in here. So anybody that wants to can. But basically, what I wanted to do was, I've got something that I'm launching today. And so you guys will be the first to hear about it. I kind of mentioned it last week. But today it's actually ready to go and go live. But I thought about, this is the community, this is the cul-de-sac. And we've kind of talked about how, we had the incident, we had the situation with someone trying to do some shady stuff within the community. But I thought about, too often in the community or in communities, not everybody knows what's going on with each other, right? So I wanted to provide opportunities, especially for those that may have businesses, those that may have other channels, or may just want to come in and kind of share their thoughts on things that are going on right now. This is going to be a little more interactive. So I'm going to drop a link in here in a moment. So anybody that wants to jump in and jump on screen with me, you're more than welcome to do so. We can just have conversation. That's kind of what the strength is. I was talking with Ralph when he was on a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things that he shared is just, he's been around for a while as far as seeing how fragrance community, fragrance influencers and all that have been operating. And one of the things that Ralph said was that what we have is special because we have a community here. And so I think that that's the thing that we really need to lean into a little more, and really just lean into this community and really just build that community. All right. So let me do this, and then I'll share like a recent pickup that I got. And let's drop that there. So if you want to jump in, let's put that out there, and I'm going to pin it so that you can go ahead, and anybody that wants to jump in, you can jump in. But a couple of things just as far as recent pickups, recent things that have come into the collection. I showed you all last week, 9 p.m. night out. I did kind of talk about this Vanguard, which is another take on that Aventus Absolute. And it's in the space. I still have not done a full-on testing of this, so I'm not really ready to pass judgment and say it's better than collector's edition, but it's definitely in the space. It's redundant in many respects. If you already have collector's edition, you don't necessarily need this, in my opinion, just off my first initial thoughts. But if you've been looking for one, this is an option as well, just for you as well. And then the one that I've been really waiting for since Scent Explorer. Now it has come out. It basically was there at Scent Explorer. It's from the House of Cosmo. I don't think that they had it ready to sell there, but I was trying to stick around to the end of Scent Explorer to see if I could maybe pick up the bottle, as far as the tester. But with all the other stuff going on, I didn't have the opportunity to. But this one is Element Delta. Element Delta. Now, this one, the only drawback to this right now is that it's wrong season. This is menthol, coconut, tobacco, lavender, vanilla. I think there's like some sandalwood in this, or some cedar in this as well. Definitely nice. Now, initially to my nose, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to say that this is a clone, a cover, remix, or anything of that nature of this, of what I'm about to say. I'm just going to say this is the area, this is the neighborhood that this is in, even though this is a little different, right? So I'm just going to throw it out there. This is in the neighborhood of Naxos, but and when I say that, just as far as, I'm not saying as far as the notes, I'm not saying as far as anything, but when I first smelled it, it reminds me of maybe a darker Naxos. In other words, this doesn't have the honey. So this is, take the honey out, which is what makes Naxos Naxos, right? And it's going to sound weird, but take the honey out, amp up the tobacco, add some crisp mint to it, and that's where this is. Now, again, this is in the neighborhood. They're in the same area. They're not neighbors. They're not direct neighbors, not directly connected. But this right here is one that I'm definitely feeling, definitely enjoying. House of Cosmo. And I know there's been a lot of hype, a lot of buzz. Crimson Aura. What else? Galaxia, which is nice, very nice. Nice, sweet, gourmand. What else do they have that I've put nose on? Nova, which I have. And then they did send over, which I haven't had time to really get into, but they sent over Lunar Mineral as well as Polaris. So I'll give those a time and a wearing. But at the end of the day, Element Delta is finally in the collection. It's just too hot for me to wear it. It's just too warm. At least right now, although that menthol kind of is refreshing, but this is definitely one that for me is an under the radar, under the kind of under the radar type of fragrance. But again, that's House of Cosmo. That's recently came in, and this is Element Delta. Element Delta. Other things that recently are in the collection. Where is it? Definitely in time for the spring and for the summer. This one right here is Oolong Cha. This tea is amazing. This is just, I was like, yeah, this is perfect timing for this to actually come in. This, if you've not put nose on Oolong Cha, for me, this is one of those signature fragrances for the spring, for the summer. It just feels at home. this is what I've been rocking a lot too. Just since I got it in, I wore it one day real heavy the other day, and my wife was like, "Oh yeah, that's it." So Oolong Cha in the collection now, so you'll be seeing some more information coming about that. I'll probably do a review on it, even though it's been out for a while. I know a lot of people know already about it, but it is something that I'll do more of just a review on for those that have never experienced or know nothing about Oolong Cha. I'll definitely do that. All right. I think those are the main things that have come in recently, that I've grabbed. So we'll kind of go from there. All right. Let's see what we got. Jump back in. Yes, absolutely. Definitely hit that like button for me. Hit that like. Let's see where we're at. All right. And then we got also Dave says, I haven't smelled it. I know it's not better than collector's edition. Here's the thing. It's right there as far as just the scent profile. It's right there, Dave. It is right there in the space of it. I'm not ready to say that it's better. I know Walt has been on record as saying that it's better than collector's edition. I'm not ready to say that just because I haven't spent enough time with it to say that. For me, they're 1A, 1B right now, just as far as if I'm going off that initial scent profile, that initial thought as far as it is, they're right there, right? I will say that collector's edition, I was looking to see if I had it on my desk. I will say collector's edition pops a little more as far as just kind of that initial, and it might just be the age, right? I've had collector's edition for probably over a year now. And so, or just about a year. So I know that has been, sitting on the shelf, it's been doing what it does. It just seems to be a little more of a punch in the nose, but that just could be the age. This is a little smoother as far as just the way it hits your nose, but they're right there. It's right there. So, all right. Tyson says, just got that Rayhan Obsidian, a little late in this. I know. I was waiting for a deal. Year before me, I still haven't gotten it. I don't know if that's what I'm going to pick up yet. But yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna say it again. You don't have to be, especially if you're not even let me just say this, even as a content creator, I don't necessarily feel like I have to be the first to get everything, right? There's some things that, listen, when it comes out, it's great. I'll kind of see if I want to, get it, what have you, and then maybe I'll jump on it. But you do know and you realize that sometimes when things come out, the price is up here. If you wait even sometimes 2 and 3 weeks, it'll drop down. So you don't have to be first, and it's okay that you're a little late in it. Just get it when you're ready to get it. Absolutely. Dame, really? Again, Dame, if you've already got collector's edition, it's redundant, right? I'm not going to tell you it's redundant unless you are going to do, unless you're going to do content where you are doing, a clone warfare or anything of that nature. You don't need both, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just my thoughts. All right. Have I smelled Kieran's Sunday brunch? I may have. I know I have a Kieran somewhere as far as a decanter sample. It's been a while that I've even smelled that. So I'll have to go back and see if that's what I have. All right. Mr. Clark is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. Carthusia Terra Mia. Nice. William says collector's edition, definitely a twist on the Aventus Absolute DNA, not close to a 1-to-1. Absolutely. Here, this one closer to the OJ. Can you confirm it? They're both. So when I say that they're both, I recognize that collector's edition is more of a twist. Peugeot is more of and if I remember correctly, Peugeot is a little more of a tried and true, try to be spot on, even though there's a little twist there. This is closer, in my opinion, to the collector's edition DNA, just as far as how that comes off and how it wears for me. At least my thoughts initially of it. All right. Bishop, what's good? What's good? What's up, Smell Good Squad? Excellent. Good to see you. Again, I'm waiting for anybody that wants to pop in. We're going to have a conversation. This is the Cul-De-Sac tonight. This is just, if you have a business, if you have something that could be helpful to the community, or you think something would be good for the community to know or discuss, you just want to pop on and have a conversation, I've tagged the link in there. I've pinned it there. You can go ahead and do that there as well. All right. while I'm giving that as well, something that is just launched. Let's get here. Something that just launched today. I am happy to announce it. Let me get set up here. All right, here we go. All right, so you see that we are now officially live. Smell Goods Fragrances is now officially live, and we are open for business. There's more that's going to pop up there as far as samples. So we're starting off right now. We're doing 5 ml samples of a lot of different things that I have in the collection. And so you can see a variety of things that I've got up there so far. Even the new Element Delta, I'm going to release a few of those samples there for you as well, and as well as Nova. So that's there for you to check out. I definitely appreciate your support in this. There's going to be more added to it. I'm working on something where I may at some point, hopefully in the near future, have full bottles available as well. But right now, this is what we've got going. If there are things that you've heard me talk about and you're like, hey, I would love to have a decanter sample of that, and you want this on the store, just go ahead and click the contact button, drop the information in there, and let me know what you're looking for. And I can go ahead and maybe prioritize that as far as something that I'll add to it if I'm going to add it. There are some things that I won't add to this just because reason I won't add some things is like, for example, if I've gotten it as PR from like Yeoman Lel, I'm not going to put their stuff out there for as far as selling samples. You can go ahead and get theirs from them. That's kind of just my thoughts as far as doing it. If I've gotten it pretty much as PR, chances are I will not go ahead and put it up there. Uh, at least that's where I am right now. But for the most part, if I have actually gotten the bottle, if it's actually in my collection and I have it, I own it, it's mine, and I didn't get it from someone else, then we'll go ahead and do some samples off of that. So that is there, as well as we now have the official Smell Good or Stay Home t-shirt. I have a couple other designs that I'm going to be releasing soon, but that is definitely out there as well for all of you that are interested. So again, the link for that is just Smell Goods Fragrances. Let me drop that in here as well, just so you all can have that and see what's out there. And again, there'll be more stuff that'll be put out there shortly, but that's there as well. All right, let's kind of take that off stage there. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, yes, thank you, Joel. Definitely something I had kicked around the idea a while back, and it was just like, okay. And so then, and Bishop, yeah, I'll come right to that, Bishop. Yes. And then I just got kind of distracted, but yes, it's something that now I'm going to go ahead and do, and go ahead and launch and just push it out there, do that. Now, Bishop, the idea on the sampler idea, if you can group them into 10 sample buys by theme, may match your video drops, it's an option I like to see. So what I will probably do for that, just because if we're talking about the samples and price points and everything, I want to keep price points where it doesn't become really crazy, right? So I will probably do, like, once I get up and running and really have, some traction with it, I will probably do where I'll do 2 ml samples or maybe 3 ml samples of things that I do videos on, so that they're grouped together. So like, for example, if I do a best niche fragrances for spring, right? Then yes, I would have have that on the website so that you could go ahead and purchase 2 or 3 ml samples of all of those things. That way you have the opportunity to sample and then decide if you want either a larger sample of just that, or if you want something more or want a full bottle once I'm able to get that done. So definitely great idea. Definitely appreciate that. And definitely we're on the same page with that, because yes, that's kind of what I plan to do with that. We're going to continue to grow this. This is just I think I've got like 10 or 12 options on there right now. So yes, those are the options that are available right now, but more coming. So every day, keep checking it, because there's more. There's more that's going to be added to it. Absolutely. All right. All right, let's talk, since it is spring, we are definitely in the springtime, although those of us that are like in where I live as far as Phoenix, and those of you that are like probably in like Houston and some other areas, you're probably already moving towards summer. It's that space. We're already in spring. We're already in, fully in spring, moving towards summer. And again, if you want to hop on, I've pinned the link up top there. Click that link. If you want to hop into have a conversation with me, let's do it. All right. But I figured let's talk about some spring fragrances. Let's talk about some things that are, if they're not on your radar so far for spring, they are things that you can definitely tap into for spring. And oh, and also, so I look at this and this reminded me. So first up, we'll just talk about my guy over at Day 3. This one is Desert Rain. Desert Rain came out last year, kind of hit nicely in the last year. And so it is hitting well as well this year, in my opinion. Although I was over at the boutique, your boy went outside, touched grass, did the at the suggestion of Roth, at the suggestion of Walt. I went out and touched grass this past week, and of course, I came back with some samples. I went over to where did I go? Neiman Marcus out here in Scottsdale, and Tobacco Honey from Guerlain. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a bottle of that. That Tobacco Honey is nice. Tobacco Honey is nice, nice, nice. And then Spiritus Double Vanille is another one from Guerlain that I got a sample of that we're gonna have to definitely put, get something going with that. Put some nose on some Bond. I was reminded of how much I love and want a bottle of good oud. All right. And then I also went over to the Day 3 boutique. That's kind of where the story is going. Went over to the Day 3 boutique. Mike is working on something. Well, it's not worked on. It's launching. I think the pre-order starts soon. But this is a nice. It's called Edge of Eden, and the story, I'll let him. Hopefully, I can get him on and we'll talk about it. But the story behind it is it's personal to Mike, personal to the Day 3 brand. But this is one that they're expecting, and I might agree, this might be one of their best sellers. And that's even more than, for example, like Midnight Raspberry, which I think did well for them, even more than like Aylin, more than like Bonnie. This is one that's a nice, fresh type of fragrance with a little edge, a little sharp edge to it. Well, you'll appreciate that. But a little sharp edge to it as far as what's going on with this fragrance, and definitely something that is going to be nice. Definitely going to be nice. Yes, it is an apple fragrance. It's got a little something else going on with it too. There's a razor blade that he uses in the promo as well. So absolutely, absolutely. Walt, if you want to, if you feel like hopping on, anybody want to feel like hopping on, there's the link there. You can definitely hop in the back and we can kind of chop it up. All right, let's see what we got going on. Ricky says we were in summer a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, my air has been on for the past 2 weeks, I think. It's just on. It's just on. Joel, up in Canada, I still got snow. That didn't melt. Yeah. Again, I'm allergic to snow. I am glad that I do not live anywhere where there's snow. Walt, good to see you there. Absolutely. SVT Haynes picked up Day 3 Bonnie yesterday. Bonnie is nice, on my list also of where to grab it, right? Day 3 is an apple fragrance. Yes, absolutely. We also run and not walk to pick up the new Day 3. Here's what I'll say with that. One of the reasons I was saying that you needed to run, not walk to pick up Midnight Raspberry was because I was told, and it is a limited release. In other words, one of the things that Michael had said very clearly was that when it's out, because of the oud that they were using, when it's out, it was out. So it's one of those things, if you need to get it, if you want to get it, you needed to hurry up and get it. This is one that is not necessarily a limitation on it, but it is one that I think is going to be a very nice one for them. It is a slightly different take or different feel, as it were, because if you know Day 3, a lot of their stuff prior to their releases, I would say last year, most of their stuff was very much tied to the family heritage as far as the Dominican background, or there were some things that were just very nostalgic for for them. This is a fragrance that is also nostalgic, but it's nostalgic in a different way for them, just because I know the story behind it. So it's a little more nostalgic than it was than some of their other ones, but it's a little different, as it were. So you don't necessarily have to have the urgency, but it is one I would say, again, get your nose on it. If it's for you, grab it. That's what I would say. All right. Waiting to wear those summer scents. Dolce & Gabbana has some big releases planned this year. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Limited notes definitely sound interesting. Yeah. So when I'm talking about limited, it was Midnight Raspberry that was limited as far as what he had as far as stock on that, just because when the oud's out, the oud's out. He's one of those that doesn't necessarily believe in reformulating his fragrances and coming out with something that smells similar but not full on. If he can't reproduce the same exact thing, he's not going to do it, is the way I understand it, right? LJ Mack says sample day 3 fragrances, Desert Rain and Midnight Raspberry. More than the scents themselves, the business card with my name handwritten meant the most to me. Absolutely. Day 3 does very nice as far as their presentation, right? Whoever packs it is the one that signs it. They write the note to you. They do all of those great things, and they're just great people. I really enjoy talking with Mike. I really enjoy talking to the family. I was over there, and like I said, at the boutique, and I think it's his sister-in-law that runs the boutique for him. So definitely, they're great people. Definitely enjoy talking with and building with Mike and with Day 3. All right. Never put my summer spring scent up. We actually had a total of 4 days of winter weather and maybe a week of fall. I get it. I get it. I force myself to wear some of my winter and fall fragrances just because I wanted to wear them. I wanted to break them out. But yeah, I definitely get it. All right, go ahead and yes, the upside down. So yes, just go ahead and pop over to the other, click on my name, of course, go to the channel, and then click on the one that doesn't have the little phone screen next to it. All right. Vinci, scent of the day, genre perfumes, imagine a symphony. Nice, nice. All right. So other spring things for you to put your nose on, other spring things. I'll talk about it now just because I know it's in limited as far as where you can get it. Because, yeah. So I have some limited of these as far as Frostbite from Aromatics and French Avenue. I have a few that are available on the website. So you can definitely, if you're interested, have not put nose on it, you can definitely get a 5 ml sample of that. That'll be shipped out to you. And you can pick it up and smell it until, of course, they go ahead and restock, because right now it's hard to get Frostbite anywhere. I don't think I've seen it anywhere. I think I may have gotten one of the last bottles. So definitely. All right. Other things for the spring and summer. Something that I have been wearing the dog snot out of, Electimus Imperium. Now, this, yeah, you can see starting to build a little dent in there. This is more of a floral Ani, in my opinion, right? Definitely get that citrus lemon up top, but when this starts to dry down and everything, the floral starts to come out a little more. I have been wearing the living daylights out of it, and it is something that kind of sparked my interest in the House of Electimus. So I'll probably see about tapping in a few more with the House of Electimus. Hopefully, everybody cross your fingers. Hopefully, I'm supposed to be getting connected with my connection at House Dubai. Hopefully, be getting connected with some other brands, and so hopefully, Electimus is one of those. I know. What else is it? What's the one that I'm supposed to? Oh, Psychotic London is a brand that I'm supposed to at least get a discovery set. So we'll go through that and see. But Imperium is definitely one that I'm like, this is beautiful. This is nice. Works very well, and definitely one that works, in my opinion, nicely for the spring. Depending upon your summers and how you feel about, sometimes vanilla, I think the florals really make up for it. And so this one is definitely one that if you have not put nose on, definitely done. Definitely done. I told you, yeah. Bishop, I told you, I've been wearing the dog snot out of it. This is. So if you want to sample this, it's on the website as far as another samples that are available. But This is definitely going to have to be probably a backup bottle at some point. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's kind of jump back in. In the fracom industry, do you believe these houses, whether it's niche, independent, designer, or dupes? What do you mean by that, Twizzy? Do I believe like what they say as far as like what's going on with them, or what do you mean by that? So, are you talking? Oh, sorry. You say keep recycling notes. Give me some more clarification, or if you want to pop on and talk, definitely hit the link. But I don't necessarily believe every fragrance brand. Let's just be honest. Um, I believe, if Mike is saying that he's not going to release more, he's already done that. It was Midnight Whisper, I think, is one that he's had a lot of people ask him to re-release, to reformulate, to re-put back out. And he basically has said he will never do Midnight Whisper again because the notes that the things that he used for that, he can't get them anymore. So for him, it's like he's not going to go ahead and put something out again and call it Midnight Whisper when it's not really the same formulation. So for Mike, when he says he's not going to basically just shift things around and do reformulations, I believe him because he's proving it, right? So when he tells me that that Midnight Raspberry, for example, is limited, it's limited. Now, some of this other stuff, some of these other folks, I can't, I think some things that go on, of course, in fragrance community, some things that go on in the fragrance industry, it's just like any other industry, right? There's some people that operate honorably. There's some people that don't operate honorably, right? So that's just how it is. That's just how it is. All right. Johnson Moore says Astrum Nova is fire. Yes, I think that's I think if you're talking about from Electimus, that's something that is on my radar as well. I think that's one of those. Yes. Question: how important is bottle presentation? You have a ton now, but when you started, maybe. I have a thing with black and gold bottles and solid silver bottles. So yes, I like a nice bottle, right? Bottle design helps as far as the presentation, as far as the quote unquote the attraction. For me, I like having nice bottles, right? If we know, for example, with the Middle Eastern brands, they're going to have bottles that only sometimes will they kind of stay in the same vein, but they'll have just a bottle that kind of fits that fragrance and then they'll move on, right? But when a brand really decides on something, especially if we're talking like, for example, niche, when they decide on a bottle, that to me is just the way that I can have them all lined up. For example, like I'm rearranging some things back there. So having all of my Manceras, for example, lined up, right? That looks clean, looks nice to me, right? Even though it's a simple bottle design, it's just a circular bottle design, it's still the way that they all line up is perfect. The Electimus bottle. First of all, this is heavy. This is like curling weights heavy. But the bottle is beautiful. So at some point, there will probably be the brothers and sisters from the Electimus brand also lined up next to it, right? And that's just going to look nice, look clean, what have you. So bottle presentation does matter, in my opinion. It's not the only thing. Of course, the juice matters more than anything else. But for me, bottle design does have a say, right? It does have some things to give to me, right? General question for all these brands. Yeah, I take what brands say with a grain of salt, unless I have been given reason to really trust everything that they're saying, right? And that's just how we move through life, right? That's just how we move through life. All right, you mean like Hidden Temptation being really released for the third time? Yeah. See, there's something about when there is reformulations and it's just the same thing, and it's supposed to be the same thing, but it's a reformulation. Just let it die. Here's the thing. It's one of those things that, okay, if you're going to put it out, don't call it the same thing then, right? If let's say Creed were to, let's say Aventus were to go through a completely different change and they were going to take out the pineapple because there's no more pineapples in the world. I know, right? Just go with me. If there are no more pineapples in the world and Creed Aventus was going to do something different, don't call it Creed Aventus then, because it's not Creed Aventus. You may have the same bottle, it may have something, some of the same or similar notes, but it's not the same thing. So at the end of the day, if there's changes to what you've put out, don't call it the same thing. It's okay. We're grown adults. We can figure out that something's different. Okay. Electimus. Okay. Yes. Yes. So definitely, in fact, I'll probably end up with a discovery set from Electimus first and then really dig into what I really want and really kind of am looking for from that brand, from that house. So absolutely. Do you catch fragrance fatigue? Good question. I don't really catch fragrance fatigue. In all honesty, sometimes I have to press forward in making content. That's where my fatigue sometimes comes in. But as far as smelling fragrances, as far as putting my nose on a variety of things, no. I there's so much that's out there. Like my guy Dietrich Hicks did. There's too much out there to smell, right? There's so many things that are out there to put nose on. There are so many things out there, so many different combinations. It's like music, right? Which is why I really enjoy the conversation and the discussion of how music and fragrance are forms of art, right? Because when it comes to music, the difference in way notes can be put it and compiled or different takes, sped up, slowed down, different things. You have the ability to really just have lots of great music. Same thing with fragrances. The way combinations can be put together and notes can be put together and accords and all that stuff and the bridges that are those hidden things that may not be talked about, but those things that help to really carry you through the life of a fragrance. At the end of the day, I can't run out of things that I'm like enjoying smelling. Like when I went over to Neiman Marcus, I was like I was a kid in a candy store. And granted, some of the stuff I smelled before, like I went back and put nose on Alexandria too. I reminded myself of just how much I need to have that in my life. I put nose on some Matiere, what is it, vanilla powder and some other things. I put nose on Good Oud by Bond Number 9. I put nose on a few others. I put nose on the Wild Vetiver from Creed, which I think is very nice. I think the Wild Vetiver from Creed is nice. It's a nice, refreshing take back to kind of what I consider Creed as far as just some of their fresher fragrances, right? Definitely got away from the Ouds area. And even though Ouds area is nice, it was just nice. It's a nice, fresh scent. So, excuse me, all Vetiver nice. So I was putting my nose on a variety of things and just enjoying the journey of smelling all those things. So, no, I don't catch fragrance fatigue. There's too much out there for me to get overpowered with or what have you, right? Um, don't underestimate it. Trust your nose. After all, you're the one who's going to wear it. Absolutely. At the end of the day, wear what you want to wear, but sample it. Sample, 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 right? Especially you all heard my conversation last week. We're probably facing some things that we're seeing lines, of course, at the airport. Uh, Trips maybe have to be canceled. I know someone was telling me that all trips for Abu Dhabi, I think, were canceled through the end of the year. So you may not have the ability to purchase the full bottles just the way you would before. Sample, sample, sample. That way you're a little more knowledgeable about what you want and what you like, right? Like, for example, Rolf sent over some things just on first sniff. And again, I haven't spent a whole lot of time with it, but Gibeon is something that might work in my collection. Gibeon is something that might do well for me. I'm going to spend a little more time with the sample here, but sample, figure out what you like, figure out what you don't like, and then you can go from there. All right. Scent Boss says presentation, scent quality, and performance are all important to me. That's why I love Xerjoff so much, but that's my preference, not necessarily the preference of others. I agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what matters to you matters to you, right? We say that it doesn't cost a lot to smell great. You're right. It doesn't cost a lot to smell great. You will notice that there are some things that smell better, that have a little higher quality. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you find out what's matters or what's important to you. One of the reasons that I am such a lover of my journey and I've made the decision and made the commitment that I'm not, even as I'm personally transitioning to more niche fragrances, I'm not abandoning those that want the budget fragrances. And the reason for that is because for me, there's a point in my life where I wanted to smell nice, but the price was a factor. It was like, no, I can either spend my money on that, or I can spend money making sure my family's taken care of, right? And so therefore, for me, it was like it was um, um, two competing priorities, and of course, fragrance was going to lose out when it comes to my family. And so therefore, for me, I'm always going to talk about those things because for some of you, it may not be that the presentation, for example, and the quality and the performance is what's most important. It's just, can I smell good on a budget? And that's okay. I'm not knocking that because I think we all have or may have been in there at some point. But at the end of the day, you have to know what your preference is. You have to know what you're trying to get out of it, what you're wanting from your fragrance journey, because it's your fragrance journey. Your fragrance journey is different from my fragrance journey, which is different from Dutch's fragrance journey, which is different from Joel's fragrance journey. Everybody in here has a different fragrance journey, and we're just all on this journey together. And we're helping each other figure out some things that maybe we want to put nose on, or some things that we don't want to put nose on, right? So absolutely. So yeah, Surgeoff has a lot of great stuff that, yes, definitely a lot of stuff that I want to put more of my nose on and put more back there. All right. Um, Joel says Electimus Auster is my favorite of the brand. Not everyone's cup of tea though. Listen, I'll trust Joel's nose, but I'm still gonna get us end up with a discovery set. So we're gonna check that out. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so what fragrance you bought and finished the whole bottle? I'm saying that because we buy so much, you don't fully enjoy that full experience. Good question. So I know something that I have done a full bottle of, and again, part of it's just because it was before this portion of my fragrance journey. But one that I definitely just did full bottles. In fact, I think I'm on my third bottle of is Mont Blanc Explorer, right? Definitely one that preceded my fragrance enthusiast space. But it is one that I will reach for every now and then, even if I'm using it sometimes as a layering thing. But that's one that, yes, I finished the whole bottle at least twice. I think I'm on my third one there. As far as things that I think right now I will probably at some point finish out, it's definitely going to be the collector's edition is probably one that I'll definitely finish out. Dynasty is one that I may finish out at some point. Trying to think what else. The way I'm going with this Imperium, I may finish out this Imperium at some point. Yeah. So there's some things that, yes, especially, and that's why, unless you're in this space, right? Unless you're doing content creation, you may not need to have what I have, right? In fact, that's part of the reason that I am doing the website. I do the samples is because it is a way to kind of help to kind of shift through some things, right? So that's just my thought. All right. But definitely good question. Yes, you're right. We do so much that sometimes we can't fully enjoy the experience. Absolutely. Yes, sample. All-Star is fire. Most of the Electmus I like, nobody talks about, but most of them are the older ones. Okay. Dutch, another one who is talking about All-Star. So I'm gonna definitely have to, those are two noses that I respect. And so definitely gonna have to tap into it and kind of see what's going on there. All right. Have you looked into Nichane X and regular lines? And what about any other Asian fragrances? So I've not put a whole lot into Nichane. Of course, I've Hasselblad and Hasselblad X, Ani. What else from there from Nichane? There's a couple other things from Nichane that I've put nose on. Nichane is probably a line that I'm probably going to tap a little more into this year. They're not one that I've tapped a whole lot into, but I will tap a little more into them as we move forward this year. All right. Do I like the Explorer Extreme? Absolutely. Absolutely. Explorer Extreme is a fire fragrance to me. Mont Blanc, I think they put out some good stuff. I think they're just kind of seen as a lower tier designer brand, but that Explorer Extreme is nice. Yes, definitely for fall, definitely for winter, but definitely a solid one for me as well. Again, may have heard me talk about it or discuss it. It's Sauvage Elixir meets Aventus Absolute, kind of that, just to put it in the space. Not saying that that's what they went after, although we're talking about Mont Blanc, who does have some fragrances that always smell like something else. But yes, it's in that space. Definitely a good one. All right. Um, so Tani by Arabian Oud and Derivici by Rogue Perfumery are two frags that I finished and bought second bottles. And so you're another person that is talking about that Sultani by Arabian Oud, which means, yeah, that's one that I'm going to check out. I'm going to see if I can get a sample of that. Or let's see if House of Dubai wants to come through with that. All right. But yeah, but definitely that's nice. Definitely nice. All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Gio or Glow. Is it Gio? Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. SVT Haynes says, I was at Neiman Marcus in New Jersey on Friday night. The one more working the mind games counter seemed like she didn't want to be there. Really happy to spray the test strips myself. See, that's the other thing. I went to Dillard's because the Dillard's here started carrying Goldfield and Banks. So I wanted to, again, go put nose on some things. I wanted to put nose again on Purple Suede because that's probably one of the next ones I'll get from the Goldfield and Banks line. But I went in there and, now they also carry Bond. So I was like, let's check out Bond. Let me remind myself of Bond, what have you. So cool. And then I asked her about Goldfield and Banks. She was like, what? I was like, the brand Goldfield and Banks. Never heard of it. Okay. Well, you don't have it. Cool. I'll go and look. So I go around the corner. I get around the corner, and what do I see there? Goldfield and Banks. My thing is, you work there. How do you work there and not know what your products are that you have available? And it's not as if it just got there. I'd heard about it like on Friday and went there on Saturday to check it out. I had heard about it 2 weeks before, and someone who said that they were there and they saw it. So let's say that at minimum it had been in the store for 2 weeks. Chances are it had been in there for 3, maybe 4 weeks. But you mean to tell me in the course of 2 weeks minimum, you don't know what brands you carry within your store? That's why I think in many respects, large retail, large department stores carrying fragrances is great for most people, but it doesn't work for us, right? That's why it's needed. We need places that we can go sample, places that people are knowledgeable, that they aren't going to tell you, oh, it lasts for 24 hours. Or they tell you all these things that just don't make sense about the fragrance, right? So I know when I go into a Dillard's or when I go into a Macy's, when I go into some of these places. Now, Neiman Marcus still gives me a good experience. Neiman Marcus, for the most part, gives me a nice experience. There are some things that they'll just let me spray myself. But yeah, even the person that's there, they have at least some knowledge of what they're talking about, and they can tell me what they have, right? But for most of these places, it's like, just let me spray the bottle and move on because I know more about this than you do. Absolutely. All right, Scent Boss. Joel says Arabian Sultani is my favorite from the brand. So yeah, another one person is putting it out there. So definitely gotta check it out. Definitely gotta check it out. All right. Nice. Series A by Sarayangio. It's a nice fragrance out of Korea. Okay, perfect. RDC. So RDC is another brand that I want to put more attention to this year. I got a chance to check them out at Scent Explorer. Philly Blunt, I'm a tobacco person. Philly Blunt is going to be in the collection. Copy Q is nice. Flan, nice. I think it was Passion, which was the one. I think that was the one that was a Scent Explorer exclusive that I think they've actually held on to. That's another nice one. So RDZ is another fire brand that is doing phenomenal stuff, and definitely one I want to check out more. Got my nose on Surge Off 40 knots. Yes, very nice. 40 knots is also a nice one. Joel, yes. Oh, El Coqui, that's the other one. Yes, El Coqui is fire as well. Yes. Dutch says Purple Suede is my favorite from the house. Yes, it is. Now, that's saying a lot because for me, this Ingenious Ginger, this is, and you can see that dent is real too. So this is another one that I will probably get through the whole bottle just because I'm enjoying this. I'm wearing this. I'm loving this. Ingenious Ginger is another one. But yeah, Purple Suede is another solid one as well. Definitely a solid one. Vinny, get a discovery set. Yes, get a discovery set of RDZ. Definitely some good stuff. Definitely some good stuff. Don't they work just for the brand? So in Neiman's, I think that they have kind of a mixture of both. I think they have some people that are specifically for the brands. I think they have some people that are kind of floaters that because like one particular lady I know when I go in, she's helping with Surge Off, she's helping with Montel, she's helping with Mancera, she's helping with even helping with Powerful Mr. Marley. So there are some people that float around. I know one lady, she is primarily on basically between MFK and Bulgari. I know there's some dedicated Creed reps there. So it depends upon where you go. Depends upon where you go. Tyson says these fools at department stores have no clues. They are just trying to push for their goals. They have no idea. Which is why, if you have the opportunity and if you have something in your area where it's more of a dedicated niche place, that's something that you might want to check into. That's something that I want to at least have the ability to maybe have some say or have something to do here in Phoenix because we don't have any of that. The only places we get niche right now is of course going to Neiman's, Dillard's, what have you. I want a dedicated niche store. So let's just hopefully some things will work out and we can work that through. Peter Procure, good to see you. Greetings late, but right on time. Absolutely. You listen. You're here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. All right. Scent Boss says I bought Copy Cube by RDZ Parfums a few months back, and it gets much love. Yes, it was definitely a nice one. Sunset Hour. Yes, Sunset Hour is a nice one as well from what I put nose on. Tales of Amber was to me. In the Pacific Rock, there's one that just smells a little strange to me. I forget which one it is. I like to put nose on it, but yes, definitely that. Let's see. Yo, Smell Goods. What's your opinion so far on All In? I just ordered my bottle. So I'm spending a little more time with this. So this is All In. This is their take on City of Stars. Now, to me, this comes off initially, just as far as what I'm getting right off the nozzle, as it were. This comes off shower gelish cleaner type of thing for me, right? I want to spend a little more time with it. I haven't had the opportunity to spend a whole lot of time with it just yet, just because there's been moving around some things, been shifting some things, as well as just there's a lot that came in recently. So I want to give it a little more time before I pass judgment. And I probably need to remind myself a little more as far as City of Stars, the OG, what it smells like. It's not bad. I'm not saying that. It's just for me, it's very cleaner-ish soap or shower gelish to me is just kind of the best way I'll describe it right now, which that could just be the opening. It could dry down beautifully. But for me right now, it's not necessarily this take necessarily on it. It may just be the DNA. I'll have to remind myself and see. But yeah, I mean, let me know what your thoughts are. That's just my thoughts initially on it as well. All right. Nick Explains, good to see you. Thanks for coming through. I don't think I've seen you before, but listen, appreciate you stopping through. Make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe and all that fun stuff. In fact, how many likes have we gotten? Has everyone hit their likes? Have everyone paid their tithes and hit their likes today? As far as how many people we got in the building right now, we got 46 on live right now with us right now. But has everyone done their fair share and hit their like button? Let me just see real quick. All right, so we got, where are we at? We got 9 on the upside down, as you all call it. And then in the regular one, we got 31. Okay, so we're good. We got about 40 likes. Perfect. We got about 40 likes and 46 in the building. So good. If you haven't, appreciate that, Roth. You hitting your like. Definitely appreciate you doing that as well. All right. Didn't care for Tales of Amber. Silky Woods didn't do it. Now, I like Silky Woods. Silky Woods, I actually like. In fact, I like it even more And again, we're saying basically because of what it is. But I like it, of course, more than the is it Notes Jazz, whichever one is of the clone cover remixes is there. The cover is a little more sweeter. I like the woodiness mixed with the vanilla and everything of Silky Woods. I like Silky Woods. Silky Woods is definitely for me one that I've got back there and one that I enjoy. I just can't wear it a lot just because it's perfect for fall and winter, and I don't have a lot of that here. All right. All right. Simbo says, if you're a man who doesn't shy away from rose dominant scents, check out Radical Rose Extrait by Montier. Purchased a full bottle after decant sampling, and I couldn't be more pleased. And yeah, I'm not afraid of rose fragrances. I definitely appreciate rose fragrances. Definitely appreciate floral fragrances as well. So I'll see if I can get a sample of that because that's another one. So we'll make sure we capture that as well. I'm taking you all suggestions as well. Absolutely. Fragrance League says, "What's going on, my brother? First time catching it live. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Make sure you turn on notifications. That way, every time I go live, because we're here every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night, the weekly blend is here, and we just have conversation, right? I've put it open. Anybody want to pop in, but no one's popped in, which is cool. But it's all right because we're having a good time. You all are getting your questions answered, and we're making progress. All right. Other things as far as spring fragrances. Let me just catch people up because I know some people came in a little late. So a couple of things that to be on the lookout for. Nazar has released his flanker to Royal Paradise, and it is Mango Paradise. I've got a 10 ml. I know I've got something else coming from him. I might have a bottle of this coming. I don't know. But this is Mango Paradise. I'll work with this and get a full review of this. But this is, if you like Royal Paradise, this is just Royal Paradise. Take down the pineapple a little, amp up and put more and not more, but put in mango. That's what you've got with this. This is just a nice solid one. I'm actually going to test out and see about maybe layering Mango Paradise and Royal Paradise, just because that might be a nice, amazing combination of mango and pineapple. Yeah. So that's something that's new in. Other things that you'll see that are new in that we're going to talk about at some point. House of Cosmo Element Delta. Of course, there's a lot of other things that are from House of Cosmo that have recently come out just because they finally fulfilled all their pre-orders from when they launched in December. But this was the one that I think is going to be, I think this is an under the radar type of a fragrance. Menthol. So there's this nice crisp, almost refreshing menthol up top. Along with there's a little coconut. Coconut's a little harder to pick up, which is fine because that means it's blended nicely. But then you get the tobacco leaf, you get the lavender, you get the vanilla, you get what else is it? There's a few other things with this, but this is definitely a nice one for fall and winter. And this was the one that I was like number one on my list from House of Cosmo. And that's saying a lot because they still have other good things like Crimson Aura, Nova, New Eden. Of course, everybody's been going gaga over New Eden, but this for me is the one that I needed to have in the collection, and this finally here. Element Delta, so there'll be some conversations about that as well. Of course, Oolong Chow recently came in, and some other things. I went and got some samples, some other stuff. So absolutely make sure you tapped in. All right. Twizzy, who do I think will win MVP? Luca, Shea, I'm sorry, Joker or Wemby? Wemby's making a nice case for it. Shea would love for him to do it again, or because did he win last time? I can't remember. I'm not. I don't think Luca, partly because Luca is saddled with that llama over there. And then Joker, I want to move on from the Joker. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, that's kind of where we sit with that. It would be nice to see, in my opinion. I'll be honest, it would be nice to see Wemby do it. He's making a nice case. But yeah, I mean, he's got years, of course, to if he doesn't get it this year, he's got years to get it later on. But yeah, so And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the llama, we're talking about the fake goat. We're talking about LeBron. Yes. No LeBron love over here. All right. Eric, happy Tuesday. God bless. Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you popping through as well. All right. Anything else I needed to kind of cover with you? Just a reminder for those that have popped in a little late. It is now live. We now have Smell Goods fragrances. You can go to Smell Goods fragrances. The Smell Goods is smelled the same way as I smell it for the spell it for the channel. Smell Goods with a Z, fragrances.com, and you have the opportunity to basically get 5 mLs. We're going to start with 5 ml samples of quite a few different things. If there's something that you've seen me review, something you've seen me cover, and you would like a sample, you want to see as far as what I am charging for as far as a sample of it, again, a 5 ml, definitely there's more things that are going to be added to the website. So hit the contact button, go ahead and put that information in there. That gives me a clue that you're interested in maybe having that on the website, and I can go ahead and get that up there. But you can see I've got a few things in there right now and more to come. So more to come, like that Eternal Vanille, which I know is a recent pickup, as well as the Musamin Black Intense, the Element Delta, which again, I just got in, but I've got a few samples that I'll release out of that as well as I'll release some out of this Imperium, but that just means I'm going to have a backup bottle of Imperium at some point. So, and if you're still looking for the Aromatics French Avenue Frostbite, I've got some samples that I'll release out of that too. So definitely that's something that is now available out there as well. And make sure you take advantage of that. All right. Simba says, I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm biased. Wemby for MVP. Listen, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm a Spurs respecter, right? I especially like what they did after that woman was caught saying something about crazy Hispanics or whatever, and how they just leaned into it. I appreciate San Antonio and the Spurs team for doing that. I'm have to at least give San Antonio a little more respect, a little more love, just because I'm there so often. I'm there probably 2 times a year now, just with the ministry that my wife and I are connected to. In fact, I'll be in San Antonio in July for sure, maybe a little earlier. We're gonna still travel some more. We'll still traveling some more this year too. I didn't make ASD this year, at least this first one. I'll probably make ASD in the fall or the later on in August. Oh, who bought tickets? Did anybody buy tickets for Global Fragrance Convention? Let me ask that. Did anybody buy tickets for the Global Fragrance Convention? I am still on the fence about whether or not I'm going to buy tickets. The early bird was 130, which means that if she, does go further on as far as the pricing, it'll probably be maybe 150 or something like that, which if I have to do it, I'll just have to bite the bullet on that. But I'm just curious, did anyone actually buy tickets for, I think she said that there are 1,000 people sold tickets. That's what she said. I don't know. I don't know. So if she did, phenomenal. That means that they should have more than enough to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. But I'm just curious if anybody, because we talked about it last week, if anyone purchased it. All right. Rolf, congrats on the opening of your online store. Absolutely appreciate that. And I'm working on something. And hopefully I'll have something as far as some news where I may have some full bottles available at some point soon. We'll see. But just appreciate those that support, appreciate those that go by and look and see what's going on. Definitely appreciate that. That's out there now as well. Absolutely. I agree. I think Wemby might take it with his defense, and they number 2 in the West and beat OKC 3-1 this year. Yeah, absolutely. Now, my team is not in it because my team is not going to be in it or not wanting to be in it because we're rebuilding for the 114th time since Jordan left. Yes, the Bulls are rebuilding again. Well, not rebuilding 114th time because we were in a good space when there was Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and Luol Deng. We had a nice little squad there. And if D Rose hadn't got injured, we probably would have at least pulled a championship out of that team as well. But we haven't. So there's no MVP coming from Chicago anytime soon as far as what we've got in our roster right now. All right. What else? Also, again, House of Dubai. Yes, we are now connected with House of Dubai, which means that you will start to see a little more niche content come through as well. Just because there are some things that we're trying to get connected through and get going. So again, this channel will never let go of our roots of covering and talking about budget fragrances, talking about the Middle Eastern brands as far as Middle Eastern niche, as well as Middle Eastern inspired takes, talking about designer, talking about niche. We're going to do all of that. That's my promise and commitment, because this is, again, it's my fragrance journey. But you are going to see a little more, hopefully, as far as just things continue to move forward, some of those things as well. So I think that's it for right now. Anything else? I think that's it. Unless you all have any other questions. DROs got hurt. I officially stopped having an NBA team. Being from St. Louis, the Bulls was our adopted team. Yeah, when DROs got hurt, that was hurtful. That was hurtful. That was painful. All right, listen, that's it. Appreciate you all stopping through. Remember, every Tuesday night we go live. Every Tuesday night we are here. But make sure, if you have not already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications. Make sure you hit that like. We did pretty good on likes tonight as far as the number we had, as far as likes versus people in the building. So definitely appreciate that. Again, check out the store, check out the video, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping through, and y'all keep it real and be blessed, y'all.